guests. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Kenny.
I'm Nate.
I'm Matt.
I'm Jesse.
Matt, you've been in the Army for the last 18 years.
Yeah, I have.
That's a long time.
It is
so
a long time.
having such a structured job and also playing in a punk band in a genre that's known for chaos, is that difficult? Do the two bleed into each other?
I'm very fortunate in that I've had commands and units that have been very supportive of me playing music. It's definitely difficult. I would say juggling the Army and the band and the family is probably the most difficult. But again, I've been very fortunate in the fact that 4-day weekends, I can take leave if we want to go to Europe, things like that. But it's really been attributed to the command and the leadership that I've had, and being so supportive. And a lot of punk rock fans are in the Army.
Do you see certain things like characteristics that kind of, mesh with each other? Like we're here at Punk Rock Bowling and everything's like, bah! But when you're at work, it has to be kind of, it's serious, it's business, and then vice versa. Do you ever kind of see those two melt?
I think there are things that definitely help. There are, portions of my job that are very logistical and very planning inclusive. And doing the band is very much the same way. Planning flights, planning budgets, things like that. And then part of my job is jumping on airplanes. I get really nervous when I do that, and I actually get way more nervous when we play shows. So that's a very familiar feeling. But yeah, there are definitely things that are conducive to both, my work and the band, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's fucking terrifying that you jump out of airplanes. I would imagine the thrill of getting on stage is a lot more exciting because you can't die from that.
Whatever reason, it's way more nerve-wracking.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
For me, anyway.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, playing a shitty show is way more scary than dying jumping out of an airplane for me. I'm not sure why. But that's just kind of where we're at. When we started the band, we never thought that we'd be able to do what we're doing and play in front of the people that we're playing or play with the people that we're playing with.
Yeah.
So doing it, we really care about the music. We really care about the performance that we put out, and more importantly, like the people that do us the service of coming to our shows and supporting us, we owe it to them to be nervous and care about what we're doing. For whatever reason, man, playing shows, like whether it's a small show or whether it's a huge show like the one we're playing here, we get super nervous every time.
Yeah, but you know what they say, like if you lose that nervousness in anything that you're doing, then you kind of lose the magic of what makes you good.
Yep.
I suppose that's true.
It is,
yeah.
and you never want to jump out of an airplane with a dude that's not scary, because if he's not, he's going to get somebody hurt. It's kind of the same.
I think the best we've ever sounded is like when we're just in Jesse's basement by ourselves and nobody's watching. Like that's the best we ever play.
Probably, yeah.
Well, so you guys came up really quickly in the scene because people just couldn't get enough of your music. What does the street punk oi generation mean to you?
I'll let Nate answer that because he's been doing it way longer than I have.
I don't know. We had no expectations that it would take off at all. We had no idea. We didn't see it coming. I've been playing in bands my whole life, so has Jesse. Everybody here's experience in music. And nothing ever really grabbed anybody, nobody really cared about any of my prior projects. Nothing against those. I mean, we still loved it. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it for so long.
Yeah.
And I was just done with music when I'd moved to Washington, and then I was like, I'll start a band. It was just easy, mellow. It was with some coworkers. Then I met Matt, and then everything broke out. And I think it was the minute that I stopped caring what the scene was doing.
Yeah.
I was just doing it because it's what I know how to do. And the same with these guys. Matt and I didn't think that our first 7-inch, we didn't think anybody would even like it because we knew that it was different.
Yeah.
We knew. I mean, and we weren't sure. You don't know how people are going to receive your songs or whatever. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's a pretty epic part of our lives. It means a lot to us to be able to give back to people and give somebody the same feeling that we had when we were young, because I'd never gotten that in any bands I was in prior to this.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't feel that magic.
Yeah.
when we talk about Oi and we talk about street punk, a lot of people have a lot of different definitions of what that, what constitutes real Oi, what constitutes real street punk.
Yeah, the punk police.
If you don't believe me, just go on the internet. Just go on the internet. But to us, what Nate and I have always tried to do with everything that we've written is to provide an objective view of what's going on, because we live in a time where, man, in the Army we call it a target-rich environment. There's just so many things that need to be expressed, and it's important to try and provide an objective viewpoint of all of the bullshit that's going on around us, and have it resonate with other people. And that's probably the most rewarding thing playing music, is when somebody says, hey, this song got me through XYZ, or when I listened to this, it made it easier for me to get through, whatever.
Or the big one, I started a family, I got out of punk, I just became this normal person in society, and you woke me up. And I'm back now, and I remember, and it brought me in touch with everything that, that I was afraid that I was going to lose, and you guys just kind of showed you can have a family, you can have a career, it's okay, you can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's incredibly, punk has always been a vehicle for emotion and social consciousness and depicting what's going on around us. The foundation of punk, is exactly that. It's music that resonates with people that beforehand didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
And what we continue to try and do, and what we continue to try and help other people to do, is find their voice. However obscure, or however dejected or jaded or frustrated people feel. Music is a vehicle to get them past that and to make sense of things that sometimes don't really make any sense at all. And right now we definitely live in a time where things have trouble putting it together. You have trouble making sense of it. Music, specifically street punk, is the vehicle to get through that and make sense of it and understand that there are other people all around the world that are experiencing the same thing that you are, and it resonates with those people also.
Yeah.
And so things like Punk Rock Bowling, we got all kinds of people on the internet typing away, talking shit, but at the same time, there's so many people that are coming together and celebrating the things that make them alike rather than the things that make them different.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because, being from a background where, Oi is what got me into this stuff in the very, very beginning, and it's kind of heartbreaking for me a little bit seeing all the friction among the groups. We never claimed to be an Oi band.
Yeah.
I believe in more of the spirit of Oi. We're in 2018. Honestly, I was in an Oi band when I was 17 years old.
For sure.
So, I mean,
400 years ago.
yeah. But I don't know. I love Oi music, all of it.
Yeah.
I love all the music. Give me the reggae, give me the big beat, give me the rock. I love it all.
Yeah.
All of it. I want it all until I die.
Yeah, I think that everyone can kind of, blend into other types of music, but you always kind of have the one that feels like home base for you. And
it's all home for me though. Oi, hardcore, punk rock. I've always, since I was a kid, loved, every aspect of punk rock. So it's all the same to me.
For me, it's Michael Bolton.
And I tip my hat to everybody that is traditional Oi too. I love it. When I see somebody and they're 100% on point, the music is the right sound. It's that Chiswick 70s sound. I love it. It's awesome.
There's no substitute for it. It really
so
isn't.
It's all love from my end.
yeah, totally.
Like Nate said, we never thought anybody would even listen to the first 7-inch. Every record we put out, we're like, I don't know. But everything that we have gotten to do is attributed to the people that are kind enough to do us the service of listening to our music.
Yeah.
So for us, it's really just it's a lesson in being humble, and humility, and being overtly thankful for the fact that people even come out and will cross their arms and nod their head a little bit while we're playing a show. To us, that's just amazing.
Lose
Have you guys ever played 2 shows in one day before? Because tomorrow you'll be doing that.
First time. Will be tomorrow.
That's a lot. I mean, like 2 shows in a day, it's not a lot of turnaround.
We're in a different band.
We've done an acoustic thing and then a show.
Yeah.
And that was rough.
Actually,
Now I'm scared. Thanks, Aaron.
That's great.
Welcome.
We're not going to play anymore. Really, it's just you put your head down and you go forward and do. We're actually really excited. Our sets aren't that long.
Okay.
When we were in Europe, we were playing about an hour and 15 minutes or so, which to real bands is like we played for 4 hours every day for 9 months.
That's too much.
But those are real bands, and the Noise we play like 15. We play like 15 minutes, which is the extent of the time that people will actually pay attention to us. So it's pretty good. Maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
No way.
Our set for the main stage is about 25 minutes, and then we're
That's
playing.
too short. Everyone's going to be screaming for more. So you guys have consistently put out new music every year for the last 8 years, and you're currently working on more new music. Will you be putting out a full-length album?
Actually, no. That is not the plan. What we've decided to do is to release, singles, splits, 7 inches, and then, later down the road, we're going to take everything, culminate it into a kind of an anthology kind of deal. I don't know if I can use anthology. I think only good bands can. So
More like, a singles collection.
a buffet, a music
singles
buffet.
collection.
I like
of
that,
things-
musical buffet.
Exactly. But it won't be as good as the
a
buffet last
pile.
night. It'll be a shit pile of music
Shit pile of
by Noise. We're going to make a big shit pile.
No, but like we were talking about last night, I think that is becoming the trend today that, people's attention spans have become so short with what the internet has kind of done to people. So singles is kind of the new way for bands because
It's hard to grasp. It was a tough conversation to have, honestly, because everything we've been trained to believe, you want that record that's like crucial,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of, but I had to think about it, and I asked a couple of people that weren't really in music business, and they were like, well, that's kind of the way things are going. Much younger, more relevant people
People
than
just
myself.
want to buy one MP3 at a time, and people don't really want to listen to full lengths anymore.
You work for 2 years on it. For us, I mean, especially with my work schedule, I don't know when I'm going to leave. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So every time I write a song, or every time Nate writes a song, we record it. Because
Right away.
we don't know, what's going to happen next. So, you put all your time and effort and energy into making a full length, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's a new full length!" And then like 30 minutes passes, and you're like, "What band was it?"
yeah.
And you're seeing that with like, I keep using the term real bands.
You guys are a real band.
Many would disagree, but
I don't.
some of these amazing bands are releasing these full length records, and everybody's like, "Holy shit, this is incredible!" And then like 2 weeks later, you don't hear anything about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's attributed to the fact that like we can get music anywhere. We have the internet, so we have the attention span of my 2-year-old, which is a very short attention span. But yeah, the thought process behind it is to, as we record these songs, get them out there, and so people can listen to them, and if they like them, it's amazing.
Yeah.
If not, I'm sure they'll post about it on the internet. Because that's important.
But you guys are ahead of the curve in that way. And, also like we talked about last night, people are afraid of changes and what's new. So, yeah, I'm sure maybe people will have stuff to say about it. But I think it's fucking awesome that you guys are doing that because it's, it is the future.
You have to adapt to it, too. You just have to adapt to that future there. It's
For sure.
the way it goes.
I saw that Skinhead Rob from the Transplants actually did some guest vocals on one of your new songs. What was it like working together, and how did you guys link up?
So we met Rob. I started talking to Rob when I was in Afghanistan years ago. I've always been a big fan of him, and just shot him a message, and we started talking. We were fortunate enough to play with Rancid and the Transplants in Seattle in 2013, and that's the first time it was when we played Rancid and Coxbar's anniversary in San Francisco. It was the first time we met him.
We were there.
So were we.
Magical night.
It was, man. But No, that's ever since then. You know, Rob is a dear friend. We love him to death. And I wrote a song when I was in Korea for a year, and as soon as I wrote the bass line, I was like, Rob needs to sing on this.
Yeah.
So I shot him a message, and he said that he would do it, which was, you know, mind blowing. And it's a song. It's a song called Mass Apathy. It's about gun violence. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure when people listen to it, they're gonna immediately assume that we're taking a definitive stance on, you know, whatever. Noise doesn't really do that.
Yeah.
Really, it's just we have a problem with gun violence in our country.
We also have a problem with what you touched on with the polarization of everything. Everything turns into a 50-50 argument.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 50-50 at all. We prefer to write about, everybody knows the experience. Like if you talk about, I went to the bar on a Friday, everybody knows that. We know that already.
It's
been a long time. So, but what's the feeling behind that? What do you feel like when you got in your car to go do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You touch on the emotions, because the emotions is what drives us.
We've lost the ability to talk.
Yeah.
We've lost the ability to have a, you know, just a conversation. You know, as soon as someone mentions anything about certain topics, and gun violence is one of them, as soon as we put this song out, there's going to be a faction of people that are like, Second Amendment, and then there's going to be another faction that are like, all guns should be
People
banned.
think there's only two solutions to the problem when there's multiple solutions, and you can put all those together.
Yeah, and that's why we can't solve anything, because
The great debate is like, you either do this or you do that, and that's it. You can't do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like when that shooting happened last year in Vegas, you know, it's like my Facebook feed was just all people, you know, one or the other. So.
And that doesn't really, it serves to illustrate the fact that we've become so polarized as a society that something like that is just, it's fodder for memes, it's fodder for arguments that don't solve anything. I don't think anybody has gone on Facebook and then, you know, your buddy Phil from high school posts
And then,
like,
yeah,
you know, whatever.
Somebody's
Like,
mad you posted, and somebody's mad that you didn't post. If you didn't post, you don't care, and it's so crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many sharp opinions. It's like knives. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, we seem to be of the opinion that you have to be over here, you have to be over here. And that's not how problems get solved. It's never been how problems get solved. Our country is founded on the premise of compromise and working together to solve things, but we've lost that because the internet has memes.
Yeah.
And we love memes. We love
They're always true. They're
and
always-
they absolutely are. We
They
love
are the news.
We love to overtly simplify things that are inherently not simple. You know, you could pass a bill on the most complex political, you know, discipline ever, and then there'd be some dude that makes a meme.
I just don't really understand. Like some things you see on the internet, I don't want that person to be my voice.
Yeah.
It's not that we don't have our own opinions, because we do. I just don't represent Matt 100%, and vice versa. You know, we can't definitively say it's like this. There's only one thing that's like that: racism. We're strictly anti-racist.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
black
yeah.
and white issue for us.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's not political also.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
that
yeah.
irritates me more than anything on the face of the fucking planet, is when we start saying that racism is political. Let's leave politics at it. Racism isn't fucking political.
It's a downright social injustice.
I agree with you guys.
My man. So, zero tolerance. And then there's the, you know, the crowd that'll be like, well, you're intolerant for me, so you're not really... Fuck all that. Zero tolerance for racism, period.
But as far as like the other complex, I think it warrants discussion, not argument. You know, but
Yeah, and I don't know anybody that's gone on Facebook and has been like, you know what? I was really in favor of the death penalty 10 minutes ago until Jeff posted that meme, and now I'm like, I don't think I'm for the death penalty anymore. So like, memes are hilarious. We get it. I think the social issues that we're facing right now are a little bit more important than your fucking Willy Wonka meme that everybody's posting. Can we stop posting that, by the way? Stop.
Willy
There's
Wonka
so.
meme?
Are you kidding?
Which one?
I don't look at my phone very often.
I'll
man.
wait
I'm
until
just
we're,
like,
I'll wait
you know
until
what?
we're
Fuck
done.
it.
I'll wait until we're done.
Okay, yeah.
I
show me
can't
later.
believe you've never seen the Willy
Yeah.
Wonka.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I'm so excited to see you guys play again tomorrow. You're going to be awesome.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
We're noise.
and you're watching
Last Rockers TV.